Okay, class, let's jump in. Just gonna kind of start walking you through navigating to the course. This is Principles 3351, Section 501. This is a full semester online class. And so I'm super excited that you are here. I appreciate your patience in letting me get everything set up. This is a class that I've taught for a long time, but I wanted to make a couple changes. So we have kind of improved a few things, and I'll kind of walk you through all of that. But the one thing that I take a lot of pride in this class is that it's very organized and things are very easy to find. There are a few things that may give us some technological glitches, but we will talk about all of that. So as you can see, you kind of get here. A lot of this is hidden. I open up each section as it becomes available in the course. I like to pace you through the course. I'm not a professor who opens up everything and lets you take class assignments all at one time or anything like that. So the expectation is that you will get in and you will look at this course every week, every weekday for the most part, and be engaged in the process. And so every single module and every lesson has videos and resources and all kinds of cool stuff. So this week you will do just what this says. You will get started. You'll watch this video, which is right here, and then you will actually be able to navigate to the syllabus. A couple of things to point out here. I'm not going to read this to you, so you should take some time and make sure that you understand everything here. Here are my office hours and information about how to get a hold of me. I teach a lot of classes. I have a lot going on outside of SFA. And so if you have to get a hold of me some way, shape, or form, I include my cell phone number on here. I am available anytime in my office during these times during the week. I can also be reached via cell phone if you need to meet outside of those times. We can schedule a meeting just one-on-one. For this class, you will get a book that has a MindTap subscription, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. You can get the ebook, you can get the regular hard copy book, but you will all need to do the MindTap subscription in order to take your quizzes. Sometimes this MindTap can have a little bit of mind of its own, so we'll kind of talk about that in a few minutes. You'll also need a Netflix subscription. If you don't have one, we'll have an assignment later in the semester. A free trial also works for students who don't have a subscription. So here is section 1 of Marketing 501. This is the MindTap section. And so this will be super important. The only thing that you have to take a grade out of, the only thing that is for a grade outside of D2L is in MindTap. And the only thing in MindTap that is for a grade are the quizzes. I will say that again. The only thing outside of D2L that is for a grade are these quizzes right here. So you will take these quizzes. They will be due the same time as the rest of the module. The way that I do it is every Tuesday through Monday. So I'll kind of scroll down here. You can read all this fun stuff about the course and kind of how I run things. You'll have some exams. You'll have some module assignments. I have a grade total here. All grades are calculated on the amount of points that you've earned divided by the amount of points that you have available to you. And so here's kind of a breakdown of everything that we do. So you'll have 5 exams. They're all worth 75 points each. You have some homework assignments that take place throughout the course. You have 19 quizzes that are all 25 points apiece. And then you have 3 sections of a final project that come at the very end. So as I was saying, I kind of run this as a Tuesday through a Monday. And you will see each week is kind of broken down by chapter. The key here and the thing that kind of throws students off sometimes are the due dates and the times. So your first exam and all of your assignments for this class will be due at 5 p.m. This is for a reason. I think a lot of professors assign work and it's all due at 11:59 p.m. and then you all end up staying up late and doing all kinds of stuff to try to get your classes done on a Sunday night at 11:59. And so I'm trying to offset that and have things due on a Monday night at 5 o'clock so that you can be well rested. You can have time to do other things. If you have a job and that's why you were taking an online class, that's totally fine, because you have from a Tuesday all the way to the next Monday to take it. So if you need to do things at night, that's fine. But if you're one of those that waits to the last minute, you won't be waiting until the last minute at midnight. The other reason I do this is because I cannot help you at midnight. If you have trouble, if there's a technology issue, whatever the case may be, I am, believe it or not usually awake at midnight. And so it doesn't really help me help you when things are due and you're trying to troubleshoot late at night. So all due dates are at 5 p.m. on Mondays. So like this week, we'll have some stuff due in your module. I'll show you that in a minute. And it'll be due at 5 o'clock on September 4th. The next week, 5 o'clock on the 11th, 5 o'clock on the 18th. Your exam will be due, your quizzes, all of that. That'll all happen at 5 p.m. on those dates. So that is something to really pay attention to. Please do not come back to me and say, hey, I thought it was due at midnight, because we have kind of been over that and discussed it. I'll kind of give you a tour of the module. The way you start out here, though, is you get signed up through this getting started module. It'll open a new section of MindTap. You can plug it in. You should not need a course key. You should not need anything like that. The way that I have this set up is you should be able to go in from here, purchase your MindTap subscription, and get what you need to get out of here without having a bunch of access codes and stuff like that. If you have trouble, please let me know. This does give students trouble every now and then, just because of all the technology and going back and forth. If you have trouble, try a different browser. There's a contact that I will include in the modules of somebody that you can contact at the publisher. I can't do a whole lot on my end. And so what I can tell you is if you're having technology issues, I'm not going to punish you with your grade, but please don't freak out or worry. We will take care of it. I'll do my very best to help you. But sometimes it is kind of a difficult thing to get started just because of all the different pieces and all the different types of technology. So give this a shot very early in the week. Let me know if you have issues. I hope that you don't, but I have seen it happen. So to give you a look at the content, this is super, super, super important. And this is where students get a little bit confused sometimes. I have this all set up in an order. It all goes in an order that makes sense for the course. So for example, if you work on your courses and you look at the course calendar and you're like, oh, I have something due today, and it just shows you this assignment and you go straight into the assignment, you're going to miss a lot of information because there's other supporting documents within the module that explain more about this assignment. So my first question I usually ask when someone says, I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing, is did you start at the beginning and use these arrows to go all the way through each step of the module? All of these things are designed just like a class would be, to sit here and show you bits and pieces of information as we go in an order that makes sense for your learning. So as you work through it, you'll see there's instructor notes, there's different key objectives. Some students like to look at that. There's a PowerPoint presentation, and then I actually jump in and give a lecture over each section in these modules. And so if you're an audio learner and you like to follow along, great. If you want to print all this out, that's great too. There's a video, there are written notes, there's all kinds of stuff. So as you can see in here, if you just go to the SWOT analysis, you may be like, wait, I'm confused, I'm missing something. But if you continue to click, you will see there's other types of information. So this is the case for every module. Your quizzes will also be embedded in here. So if you click on each chapter and you start at the beginning and you work through each section on your own, you'll start to see things build on one another, and hopefully that learning will start to make sense. If you look at your course schedule and you just click straight into a Dropbox, you will be confused and you will not have all of the information. So it's super important that you walk through each part of the module. So that is the gist of the class. You will find about me, I try to be reasonable, but at the same time, this is an online course and we definitely have work to do and things to get through. And so there's a lot of information thrown at you. I try to keep it very, very organized. I welcome any sort of questions, anything that you may need as we go through things. This will be a good class for you. I really try to keep things practical and keep things easy to learn. The Mind Tap is really great. They have like a ebook in each chapter that you'll see, and a quiz that can kind of help keep you fresh. When we start to look at exams, those are all given through the quizzes section right here in D2L. They all have various forms of questions, and it quizzes. I quiz you over, or test you over each module, and then we move on to the next one. At the end of the course, there is a multiple part project. We will talk all about that when we get a little bit closer. But just know that's coming. And it's a really cool project to kind of wrap out and round out your marketing knowledge. So I hope that this little course tour helped. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for tuning in.